Hello and welcome to NSK's PV Power Hour for July 21st, 2018. My name is Yoshi. This is a podcast about Japanese idols brought to you by Schook Kaidan.com. And I'm joined, as always, by Charlie Drake Kaidan. What's up, dude?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Just the usual work and more work.
Great.
Seems that way anyway.
Well, let's take a break from your work and talk about idols. I think we have a couple of good things in here today, so let's get right into it. Full Pocket, Romeo and Juliet. They shorten it to Romy Judy.
Yeah, I actually had to look at the title card to figure out what it was because I didn't bother reading it.
Yeah.
In the outline. Which is terrible of me.
So, I guess we could start with the PV. That set has been used multiple times by idol groups previously, and I just thought it was funny. Cute used it, and also one of the subunits for Last Idol used it. So,
I was also thinking TGS.
I wouldn't be surprised. So this PV, it suggests like the Romeo and Juliet thing, but they don't really do anything with the concept of Romeo and Juliet. It
No.
doesn't really make any sense as a PV.
No, it doesn't. It's a very lackluster PV.
Yeah.
I would say. Very much a lackluster PV. It's mostly just a dance shot with some. The only way I could think to describe it was kind of a stop animation or a pop-up book style.
Right.
With them on a boat.
Yeah, what does that have to do with Romeo and Juliet? I just don't.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea. None whatsoever.
And there's no connection to what they're wearing in the performance shots either, because when they're in the picture book kind of thing with the boat, they're wearing like sailors' outfits, right?
Yeah. Well, they're wearing like denim jeans with the typical blue and white striped shirts, yeah.
Yeah. So I like that they did the dolled up thing with the performance shots, because it's cute. Like what they're wearing is really cute and stuff, right? And the place is all fancy and nice and clean, but has no connection to Romeo and Juliet or the boat scene.
I mean, I guess in some ways it could, because wasn't Romeo supposed to be like rich or powerful or something,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really connect well. And I do have an issue with their performance outfits or whatever you want to call them. What are with those gloves? Those gloves just look terrible.
It matches the skirt. That's about it, It's like the same material as the skirt, or it looks like it is.
I actually don't think it is. I think it's like
it's just the tone of the color is the same.
Or there's an overlay on it. It looks like there's a design on the glove.
Right. It looks like lace. Yeah.
I don't like them.
Maybe the gloves are a little excessive, but I think as a whole, those outfits are nice.
Yeah, other than the gloves, the rest of it's fine.
I just think none of this makes sense. Like the boat they're on is called Tanoshimaru. Boats in Japan, it's stereotypically named like something Maru, and it's like Tanoshi is like having fun or fun Maru. And what does that have to do with the performance shots or Romeo and Juliet? I think zero.
Yeah, no, I think Romeo and Juliet was pretty much about not having fun at all.
Yeah, like this is not a tragic love story between two rival families. This is a cute PV that doesn't make any sense.
And why are the animals showing up on the ark? I mean,
Suddenly this Tanoshimaru turned into Noah's Ark. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the performance outfit fits more with like Alice in Wonderland
Sure.
or Wizard of Oz.
Something a little more uplifting and fun,
Yeah,
not like tragedy and death, like Romeo
yeah.
and Juliet. And nothing in this PV suggests tragedy and romance. So
Nothing in the song does either.
yeah, the song is like really like poppy and cute and fun,
Yeah,
and
there's.
the song is actually really catchy.
Yeah,
I
I
like
would
this
say.
song.
I would say it's probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, so I remember this Tadashinya guy writes all their music, I'm assuming, because the last couple of Full Pocket songs, he was credited, so I'm assuming he produces them. He's the guy responsible for stuff like, I think it was Ponytail to Shushu. I don't think it was Everyday Kachucha. But he's written some big... that's not the only song he's written. He's written some other pretty well-known songs, so he has a knack for writing pop songs, and I think he did it pretty well here. I think the melody's really catchy. Some parts of the song don't really make any sense, but I think like the intro doesn't really make sense with the rest of the song, but I like it overall.
Yeah, yeah. I like the fact that there's well, they're synth. They're good synth. It sounds like most of the percussion, at least, is real, or a drum set, or
It sounds real, but probably not.
well, it might be like an electric drum set or something to that
Oh
effect.
yeah, for sure.
Rather than straight up synth. But yeah, I like there's some added bass in the song, which I'll get to that one later.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a decent poppy song.
yeah, I like this one a lot. Just wish the PV was a little more variety, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably going to be a theme for this week. Lack of variety in the.
You're so right about that. You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to say on this?
No, not really.
All right. Rate it.
I would dump the PV. There's really nothing, even like the close-up shots. There's not enough there to even make me want to watch it for the members. If I was that into the members.
Yeah.
The song I'd playlist this one. This one I could actually listen to.
Yep.
Multiple times.
Yeah, I agree. This song is definitely a playlist for me. It's really catchy, and you know, it's a long song, but I don't feel like it overstayed its welcome. I think it's just like that's how good the melodies are for me. I'm a sucker for melodies, so when you have a good hook, which this song definitely has for me, I really like it. So I think the weakest part is probably the instrumentals. I do think it's a little lacking and not, I don't know, not all that interesting. But
Yeah,
the melodies are good.
The instrumentals are a little plain.
Yeah.
Just very minimal.
Yep. And PV I will dump as well. I don't need to see this PV again. Not a great PV. Yeah. That's Full Pocket, Romeo and Juliet, shortened as Romy Judy. Next up, Kiss B, Kimi Haji.
Okay, yeah, this one is...
This PV's, what the hell?
Yeah.
Just what the hell?
Yeah. It's very 90s filtered. It's very solemn, very stoic and serious.
Which reflects the song. I think the song is definitely that too.
I think the song's got a little more upbeat tone than the PV does. I feel that the PV is a couple steps more, little lower than the song is.
I think the tone of the song is still a little melancholic. Like there might be a light at the end of the tunnel, but like the baseline part of the song is kind of distant and stoic for me.
Yeah.
It's just like trying to be mature in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, this PV, what the hell, man? I'm just gonna keep asking this. What the hell?
They really, really missed the garbage truck and really, really, really wanted to catch it.
The thing is, I could see that because Japan has very strict recycling and trash laws. So I could see them being like, I don't want to get fined again with this burnable trash that I needed to put in that one specific bin. But then again, no one ever needs to run around their town with a bag of trash. Because you'll probably find another dumpster that can, give you that space.
Yeah.
So.
I don't get it. Yeah. Just somebody ran out of ideas, I think.
I mean, the only idea was, hey, grab this bag of trash, which isn't really, it doesn't even look like trash. It just looks like blue cut out foams, maybe packing bubbles.
It looks like confetti.
Or like packing peanuts or something, maybe? I don't know. That's what it looks like, and I don't, like, what the hell?
I don't know. And then there's shots of the girl standing in the middle of the street with the garbage bag over him.
That's, the choking hazard,
It's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
So at the end, because the entire PV, they're just running throughout the streets with a bag of trash in their hands, right? The entire PV. It's just in the last minute or so, they actually make it to, I guess, like a trash sorting facility of some kind, maybe. But you don't really see anything like that. They're just in a warehouse, and they find a trash collection, a dump. What do you call it? Dump truck? Not a dump truck.
Garbage truck.
Yeah. Sorry, garbage truck. Yes.
Yeah. I was trying to complicate that up way too much.
It's way simpler than I was thinking. So yeah, it's a garbage truck, and they run towards it, and they toss their crap into. Well, they don't even show that really.
No, they just threw it.
Yeah, they just threw it onto a. Yeah, threw it into the air. It doesn't even land anywhere.
Yeah.
And
they never show it landing. The next shot is the girl standing on top of the truck.
Yeah, and then there was a sign that says like working, like it was lit up and it says working. I'm like, okay, what's working? The truck or the facility? I don't know.
I don't know.
What the hell? That's
the compactor, the back of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like something from like a bus or something that you would see, but I don't know.
And I checked to see if this is some kind of tie-in with, hey, it's recycling month or something like that, but it's not. This is literally the idea they had for this PV.
Yeah.
What the hell? I'm just gonna keep saying what the hell.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
And that alarm at the beginning is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't like that old style bell alarm.
You awake now?
No.
Oh. Okay, you can go back to sleep. So yeah, this PV is just, I think it's objectively bad. Like, even taking out my personal biases, I think this PV is objectively bad.
Yeah.
Like, the ideas are not good.
I'd agree with that. I guess the cinematography is well executed.
Sure.
But and there's signs that say Cebu, and I don't know. I don't know what this is. But I think they had a sponsorship from Coke and JBL.
Okay.
And they didn't pay enough for him to get a better director.
Or just anyone who came up with ideas, basically.
Yeah.
Someone just needed to come up with a better idea. At the end
I
of the day.
think Coke could have come up with a better PV than this.
Yeah, I would think they would have a ton of money to throw around.
They've come up with some pretty good commercials. I think Coke could have handled this PV just fine.
Yeah. This song though, it's I think supposed to be. I think I mentioned this earlier, like light at the end of the tunnel. You know, times are hard, but there is always a bright side, and the grass is always greener, kind of thing. So it has that kind of uplifting chorus, but for the most part, I still think it's kind of like a downer of a song, even though it is up tempo.
Maybe that's why I kind of felt that this was weird. I felt that the vocals were a little too, I don't know, disjointed from the instrumentals. Maybe it's the beat, the pacing of the instrumentals. It just doesn't feel. The vocals don't feel like they match the instrumentals for me.
I think maybe because the singing style is something akin to more like a emo music, you know, where it's just a little more emotional and kind of sad sounding. So I would point to something like what is that group we talked about 3 weeks ago. They did Rubble No Sora. They were in the church. And the sister was like, "Hey, you go to the dungeon." God.
Oh,
why am I not remembering
was
this
that You'll Know More?
No. It is Yanakoto Sotomute. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's like that. Yanakoto Sotomute. Very punchy drums, emo rock. The singing is mostly kind of subdued and like more emotional. So I don't know. I think it's more like that.
I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably just not your thing.
Kind of takes me out of the song.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Anything else?
I think the working sign was supposed to be for the compactor in the back of the truck.
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah.
But no, I got nothing else on this.
All right. Rate it.
I'm gonna shelf this one just because it's got more scenery. It's not stuck in one room. And the girls do look pretty good in the solo shots. There are plenty of those mixed in with all the running. So it's not quite as bad. It's still pretty borderline though for me. The song I would shelf. It's just not something I can get into.
I will dump the PV. This PV is less interesting to me than the full pocket PV we talked about. Yes, this one has probably more ideas, but I don't know.
Well, it had one idea, and then they just took all the other tropes from
I guess
with the solo shots. But
yeah, I don't know. I feel like the ideas were a little more ambitious. I just don't think it's good. It's just, I don't know. It tried something and it just kind of missed, I think. The song, I think it does have like a cool, mature feel to it. I can see myself listening to it, but I think the melody is kind of weak. I think it could be catchier, so I'm just going to shelf that. So, that's Kiss B, Kimi Haji. And next up, oh boy, here we go. Put your bootstraps, tighten your bootstraps here. Shinshi Todoroku, Gekijo no Gotoku. Shingeki. And the song title is Jiko Tsugo Shugi Metamorphose, or however the fuck you say that.
Metamorphosis?
I mean, I think it's supposed to be metamorphosis, but
yeah, okay.
I feel like Shingeki themselves have used that word metamorphose before.
Probably.
Yep. So Draco, you're the Shingeki expert. I'm gonna call you the Shingeki expert only because you've enjoyed Shingeki more than I have.
Yeah, okay.
I've been pretty sour milk on them, so
yeah.
You tell me how you feel about this.
This, I mean, the PV. If you've watched the Shingeki PV, you're in for more of that. It's the same thing. There's not really much difference between this and their other songs that are in this vein. Their emotional stuff is a little more. PVs are a little different, but not much. Other than there, I don't think there's any like street town shots in this PV.
No, it's all set. Looks like
not much anyway. I feel like they're writing for a musical. That's what I feel like. I feel like this song should be in a musical. I feel like they're trying to tell an entire story in 5 minutes.
I mean, that's how I feel about every Shingeki song because there's like 10 different song style changes.
Yeah.
But they all kind of sound the same.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. And I feel like that's where the video falls short. It doesn't do anything to explain this story that's going on. It's just them in locations looking edgy. Or trying to look edgy.
Sure.
So, this one definitely misses the mark for me. They're trying to tell a story in 5 minutes, and it just doesn't.
I don't even think there is a story though. Like it's not like they're doing anything.
I feel like the song is telling a story, or should be with the way it's written.
Right, they write their songs like it's Rush or something, where it's like, oh, here's a segment of this song, or like a Led Zeppelin song, where it's like, oh, here's one part of this song. It's like Stairway to Heaven. The intro is just like the acoustic guitar or whatever, and then it goes into like the more uplifting, lighter parts or whatever. So,
yeah.
It's just to me, it's every song I've listened to by Shingeki, basically, except for that one song. I don't even remember what that song was called. It was that emo song. That was soft. Yeah, it was like raining something. Outside of that one, every song has sounded like this to me, where it's just all over the place, no format. It's just the producer just throwing everything they can at this and going, "Hey, I'm just gonna pretend everything's stuck on the wall." That's how it comes across to me.
Yeah, I really feel like they need somebody else to do their instrumentals.
It's not even just their instrumentals, though. It's just like, why go into like 10 different like parts to a song? And it's not even like each part is like 20 seconds long, so it doesn't stay long enough to even establish that section. It's just there's a transition into another transition, and it's like, oh, you guys recognize that chorus, right? Yeah, right, guys? And it's like, oh, yeah, I guess this is the chorus now. This is the only constant we have in this song.
Yeah.
So,
and maybe they should let somebody else write the lyrics besides Emoko. Then maybe the song might actually make more sense.
I mean, are the lyrics going to affect the melodies and the song structure, though? I don't think it's going to change anything. It might change the message of the song or the theme of the PV, but I don't think it's going to change what the producer wants to do with the batshit insane structure of the song.
I mean, it could. It depends on which direction you're writing it.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you write music, you write the music first, and the lyrics come afterwards, though. No one writes lyrics first and then attaches a song to the lyrics.
pretty sure I've heard of a few that have, but they're mostly more of the like emotional type songs.
No, but the reason why that can work is because they had the melody in their head. I'm talking about like having melodies. Like you can't just write notes, words on a piece of paper, and then just make a song about it. You always have to have something separate going on. You have to have the melody, or it's not a song. It's just a poem. So this is how I feel about Shingeki. It's just all over the place and unnecessarily busy, and the singing style is... It sounds like they're choking, basically.
I actually... God, I can never remember her name. The girl that's the white color, remember? The one with the glasses.
Kotono?
Sure.
I think it's Kotono. I looked at the member names yesterday. I think it was Kotono.
I don't remember.
Kotone.
It's something like that. She seems to be the most natural sounding.
I think she's absolutely the worst.
Well, I'm not saying she's good. I said the most natural sounding. It doesn't sound like she's pinching her voice.
To me, it does. To me, it sounds like she's choking.
Well, she's singing in that freaking same voice that she speaks in. Girls, the red and purple or whatever their colors
I think Purple's a new member. I don't recognize her unless the Purple member changed because they lost like 2 members in the past 6 months. So I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, it was the first thing I noticed when I watched PV. I was like, why is there only 4 members? I could have sworn it was 5 or 6, and it's 4 now.
See, that's the thing with their PVs. Most of the time, you didn't see the other members anyway.
No, but I could tell, like the short-haired girl that was playing the boy, or the more male-oriented figure in that one PV, the rainy PV or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the song's just... It's too much, man. And the PV is just... It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, but I did notice that Emoko sounded like she was really trying to hold back on her vocals, which I really think is wrong.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure she could sing a whole lot better than she actually does in their videos.
Sure, I'll take your word for it.
That was loud.
Yeah, Shingeki just doesn't do it for me. So
yeah, this is just it's more of what you'd expect from Shingeki.
This is Shingeki, like at its core.
Yeah.
They do sorry, I don't want to call it stupid, but they do that ridiculous speed skating move in the middle of the bridge. It's like a dance break, kind of. They did that previously, too.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They even bothered to take the time to explain what you're supposed to do.
I guess.
In the song.
It's just a Shingeki signature move now.
Kotono is like 2-step thing, and then they show the dance move, and then they talk about tempo, and it speeds up, and it's...
Yeah.
No, the part that really threw me off was it's not all that far into the song, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's right after the dance break.
Okay.
It suddenly turns into a freaking waltz with an accordion playing. I'm just like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Why?
That's sort of how I feel about Shingeki.
What?
I just say, why? What the hell?
I mean, okay, I remember the first one we watched from them had the dubstep, which fit better with this style than an accordion. That one just threw me off when I watched this.
That's the thing, right? That's the thing we've been saying, is that the producer just throws whatever he feels like in there just because he feels like it. He doesn't really think about how people would receive that. And in a way, as a quote-unquote creative artist, that's, like, I appreciate that more. Like, I shouldn't have to cater to your interest. I want to do what I want to do.
And you kind of have to do that to a certain extent just to make something new.
Right, and they did. It's just that it's hard for me. I like creativity, I like originality, but this isn't what I want from creative people or people coming up with innovative things. It's not attractive art, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I also feel this song has way too much talking parts in it.
yeah, Kotono's like, hey, bitch, get up, stand up. I
Well, and
shot the sheriff.
the other two members do some too, and it's just you don't need it.
Yeah.
In a lot of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Oh God. I enjoy it to a certain point, but yeah, I'm gonna shelf both. This one, I mean, if you enjoy what Shingeki has done, you'll probably enjoy this.
Definitely.
But and while I've enjoyed some of their stuff, that's 2 or 3 songs. This one, yeah, this doesn't do it for me. Not at all. What about you?
I will dump both for all the reasons I stated earlier. That's Shingeki. The song's called Jiko Tsugo Shugi Metamorphose. Next up, One Pixel. Sparkle.
Definitely One Pixel.
Not the song though.
I don't honestly remember what else they've done.
It was more like synth pop. This feels more K-pop to me. That ridiculous sounding doo-doo horns. Like half of it sounds like farting. That horn. I hear it all the time in K-pop.
The trumpet or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's not a trumpet. That's a butt fart. That is coming out of an ass.
I honestly would not have said this was sounded K-pop at all, but
I mean the verse does. I can't say for the rest of the song, but the verse with the horns, it absolutely sounds like K-pop to me.
I can kind of see where you're coming from on that one.
I could think of multiple songs that use that stupid horn and that kind of beat.
It's a very One Pixel PV though.
Yeah. One set, nicely shot, clean, and yeah.
And I'm not so sure about the clean. There's some bokeh blurring around the edges of the girls. I think the dark shots.
This is probably the most like filtered PV we've seen by them for sure. But still, I think they use great cameras and the picture quality is crisp when they don't have the filters on them.
They definitely use good cameras. So I have a question though. Is this the same set as the lit set, and they just turned the lights on, or did they actually have 2 different sets?
Lit?
Yeah, there's one shot where the background's actually.
Oh, right. It's like there's like squares in the background.
Yeah. So I wonder if if they're the same room, just one of them happens to have more lights turned on.
Mm-hmm. It could be. It's hard to tell.
You definitely can't tell in the dark room. Yeah. There's nothing in it but the lights.
And this set, when they have the lights on, like really bright, that set looks very familiar. And I took a screen cap and posted on Twitter last night. It looks like Paspo Sakura Komachi PV. And that square is very much like, I guess, that building or whatever. And it's very, I don't know, noticeable,
distinct?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a nicely shot PV, but yeah, the theme of tonight is lacks variety. So, it lacks variety.
Yep. But that's like every One Pixel song.
Yep.
But one, if I recall.
I think they've been all pretty one note.
I
Like
think there
always,
was one song they had that the PV was like outside.
they were running outside, but they were around the building that they would be inside later.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, very, very much dull to watch, honestly.
Yep.
Um, their dancing's not spectacular, or their choreo's not spectacular anyway.
Yeah, they're good dancers.
But
The song, I guess, is I don't know. I like the verse because it sounded different, with that weird horn and stuff. So I was really digging it. But then it got to the chorus, and it just became this very straightforward idly song, and I was kind of not impressed because I didn't really get into the melodies of it. It didn't feel like it was a very strong hook, so it just kind of didn't fulfill my expectations.
yeah, I'm I'm kind of with you on that one. I don't know where it was, and I haven't been able to pin it down exactly because it's not the first chorus, but somewhere towards the end, the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, it feels like two different songs. They've got the same melody, the same key, but it just feels like two different songs. And it was very weird when I was
Well,
watching
because
it.
one part of the song has those stupid horns and the other part doesn't. That's, I think, the difference.
Yeah. Well, but the first chorus doesn't have that either, and I didn't feel that way with it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that it's so long, or something. I don't know what it was exactly that triggered that. I haven't been able to pin it down exactly.
Maybe
It
the
might be when
bridge.
they, huh?
Maybe the bridge.
Maybe it might be where they pop the confetti
Mm-hmm.
balloons or something right around that time. But it just, yeah, it feels weird. I also think this song's way too long.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
All right. Anything else?
No, I like the song for the most part.
All right.
Other than towards the end there.
Rate
I
it.
would playlist this song and I'd shelf the PV. I don't think I've actually dumped any 1 pixel PVs, even though they're very one note. They're still well done.
Yeah, they're always well done.
And they don't try to pull off ideas that they have no idea how to do. They don't do weird stuff just because they can.
Yeah, I don't think their strength lies in creativity. It's just the visual presentation.
Yeah, it's more the performance, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there aren't any geniuses like the guy who came up with the trash bag carrying concept, working with 1 pixel, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, yeah. I'd playlist the song and shelf the PV.
all right. I will shelf both. It's not a bad song. I just wish the hook was a little stronger and the chorus becoming kind of straightforward was kind of a disappointment. So, and the PV shot nicely, but lacks variety. That's a 1 pixel sparkle, and last but not least, Nogizaka 46 Jikochu de Iko.
I'm not sure about the least part.
I mean, it's the most budget, that's for sure.
Well, yeah. No, I suppose it's not quite the least, but is it just me or do Nogizaka songs or AKS songs in general lack bass?
Yes.
At least recently.
Yes.
It's so hard to listen to these songs because they're all like mid to high
It's
tones.
very high.
And it's just really tiring.
You hear those horns?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the highest pitched horns ever. I mean, it's whoever wrote the song's synth keyboard horns it's the AKS horns, right? It's the stuff you hear in Everyday Katyusha.
Yeah.
It's that same exact sound. So,
But there's like, what is there for percussion? There's like a cymbal.
I mean,
And
there's.
maybe in the verse there's a little bit of bass, but not much.
I mean, it exists. All the sounds of a drum set exists. It's just mixed in the way Aki P wants it. So,
Which is not good.
I mean, that's a very subjective thing, but yes, I prefer something a little bit more acoustic and bassy. Yes, I agree.
I prefer something with at least a recognizable bass line, not just a here's a 3 second sample with where you can hear it.
Yeah. Here's the highest pitch horns you'll ever hear in your life blasting unrecognizable melody.
For 4.5 minutes.
Yep.
Because those horns pretty much don't stop.
Right. Yep.
And the vocals are high.
Per usual.
Yeah. Yeah. But is it just me, or I don't recognize a lot of these members?
I don't either. I recognize most of the front members.
Like the center girl, I don't recognize her at all.
Oh, it's Saito Asuka.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't help. That doesn't help me on that one.
She's been around forever.
Okay.
She just never was like center.
Yeah.
That I remember her being. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are they? I think this is like Thailand, or I don't want to misspeak.
Don't know. I did notice that they had some weird kind of costumes at the end.
Yeah.
Weird.
How dare you, sir?
Looked traditional-ish.
Yes, ethnic.
Yeah.
Asian.
So I'm wasn't sure if it was Thailand or India or where exactly.
Yeah.
But it definitely didn't look.
It is Vietnam.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. So yeah, they clearly had the most budget because they had to send 16 girls to Vietnam.
Is it 16? It feels like more.
I don't know.
I mean, there are some bots is usually 16, so it probably is, but yeah.
9, 12.
It's probably 16. I don't think they do over 16.
No, there's more than 16 there.
Oh,
there's
really?
At least, yeah, I'd say there's at least 20, maybe 21.
They're breaking their mold. Oh no.
So at least in the beach scene where they're walking across the beach, there's more than 16 in there.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this PV shot nicely. I like. It's a little faded, but not so faded that the colors are completely gone. It's shot nicely. The members look great. I like the native garb they're wearing. It matches their location, obviously. It doesn't really make sense with the song, but I do like the overall presentation. Feels very much like Sansei Kawaii from a couple years ago, where it's just, hey, this has nothing to do with the song, but we're just going to go somewhere in Asia and shoot a PV of us eating food and doing random shit.
We're going to go shoot a summer PV that doesn't involve bikinis.
Yeah. I mean, Nogizaka really doesn't do bikinis. So.
Yeah, that would be breaking out of their mold a lot.
Yeah. I think they had one PV where they're wearing bikinis, but they had a thing on top of the bikinis.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a very summer PV.
Yeah, and they're in the performance shots on the beach where they're wearing the dresses. I like that. It looks really clean, but it doesn't show enough of it, I think.
Yeah.
So I wish there was more of that.
Yeah, I would say it's a very. Yeah, it's a pretty standard format for AKS to do.
Yeah.
I would say the song is a little more outside of Nogi's normal.
Right. They don't typically do these up-tempo AKS songs. They tend to stay with the cool stuff or piano ballads. So
yeah.
This is, maybe once a year you'll get this, maybe once every 2 years. It's in the vein of like Girls Rule, which was pretty good. I remember liking that one. So yeah, it's up tempo. It's got a pretty good hook. So yeah, I like it.
It's got a pretty good hook to the instrumentals, but I still find myself falling asleep to the vocals.
Yeah.
The vocals don't do it for me.
I mean, vocally, the best part is Saito Asuka singing by herself because you can actually hear her voice, and it's not the typical choir voice treatment that these groups usually get.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I watched all of these PVs in a row last night, and I nearly fell asleep about 3 minutes into the song. I
surprised it wasn't
mean,
earlier.
yeah, it might have been. It might have been closer to 2. So I'm like, oh yeah, no, no, I gotta stop this.
I
did make
typically,
it.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
I typically like this song, like songs like this, as long as they have a good hook. The hook is okay. It's not bad. So I'm not in love with it. I wish the hook was a little stronger. So
Yeah. Yeah. I wish. I don't know if it's just me imagining things because of what we watch so much on the show, but I feel like a lot of Japanese music tends to be very high tone. Not a lot of bass added.
right.
And I'm getting kind of.
I mean, I can agree with you because the reason why I don't really like enjoy J rock is because usually the bass recording style, the bass work, or the drum bass sounds like they're really weak and high pitched for what the purposes of those instruments are.
Yeah.
So I can sympathize with that, at least in terms of J rock for the most part. I mean, if we get into like EDM pop that some idol groups use, like then you have plenty of bass there. But yeah, there are plenty of groups that don't, especially groups that do stuff like this where it's just straight up pop. The bass isn't really a priority.
Yeah, and I kind of getting burned out on it. I'm kind of getting tired of it.
I've been burnt out on it for a while.
I really wish they'd start adding a little more bass, and I think that's kind of where Shingeki does do well. They do have a little more bass in theirs,
right?
Which maybe that's why I'm a little more forgiving to them. But
the problem for me is that like that song structure of theirs is so all over the place that it doesn't let me sit comfortably. It's constantly changing. So unless you're in the right mood for that, it just doesn't make sense as a song in my head. While here, I know exactly what's going on. It's an intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, intro again, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, end. I know how these songs are structured when, it's when it's like Nogizaka, and it's easy to understand, and I don't have to really think too hard.
Yeah.
And I could just enjoy it for the melodies. So.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Rate it.
I would shelf both. I don't see myself in listening to this in too many cases.
Yeah.
And the PV's nicely shot, but I'm not into the members.
Yeah.
Enough to watch it.
I'm gonna shelf both. PV shot nicely, but lacks variety in a sense that I just don't really care for these. Hey, we went on vacation, so here's vacation shots, basically. Same thing with BIS when they went to Hong Kong, and Gang Parade when they went to Taiwan. It's just like, hey, we're gonna wear their native garbs, and we might eat their food, and we might show you scenery of that place, but it's like, okay, so I might as well just watch like a Travel Channel show where they featured local cuisines of an exotic location, right? So to me, it's not an idol PV like that I want. it's not what I want. So, yep,
Yeah.
shelf both, and that's Nogizaka 46, Jikochu de Iko. That's all the PVs we're going to talk about tonight. But before we end the show, let's pick the MVPV, my friend.
How many you got?
Honestly, I don't really have a horse in the race here. I would say it is a 3-way tie between Full Pocket, One Pixel, and Nogizaka 46.
Okay. Yeah, I actually thought you might throw Kiss-Me in there, but...
No, I did not like that song that much, and the PV is not interesting at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I think I would probably go with One Pixel. I like their song more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think I have to talk about the PVs.
Yeah.
I liked One Pixel's song more than the others.
Yep.
Is basically what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So that would...
I'm okay with that. One Pixel is fine with me.
All
right. So One Pixel Sparkle is the MVPV of the week. Don't forget, we stream every Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/Schook Kaidan and youtube.com/Schook Kaidan. Follow me on Twitter at Yoshirect and Draco at Draco60 and Schook Kaidan at Schook Kaidan. And we have a Discord channel, discord.me/NSK. So chat with us there. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. That'll do it for the show. You heard the man. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.